Hello disciples, Donkey here, and today we have my super fast super build. So how fast do you ask? Well, just watch this clip. Now that's what I call a fast super. I kid. I'm not making the same mistake twice. It is actually double the time shown. No need to hate. So this setup allows you to constantly have unlimited supers quickly, as well as keep that same super duration lasting as long as possible. Now I know what you're thinking. Donkey, this so-called build is just one exotic mashup and that's it. But it's actually a lot more than that. So let's jump into the build and I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Starting off with our abilities, we have Sentinel Shield for the super, Towering Barricade, High Lift, Shield Throw, and Vortex Grenade. Our aspects are Bastion and Offensive Bulwark. For our fragments, we are using Echo of Starvation, Reprisal, Provision, and Exchange. Moving on to our armor mods, we have Kinetic Siphon, Hands-On, and Dynamo on our helmet. Our arms, which is also our exotic, has Impact Induction, Heavy-Handed, and Melee Kickstart. The chest piece will have 2 resistance mods and Charged Up. Equip 2 Kinetic Surge mods and Absolution on your leg armor. Lastly, the class item will have Outreach, Reaper, and Utility Kickstart. For our weapons, we have the one and only Monte Carlo, and no, I still don't have the Catalyst. Nessa's Oblation for our energy slot, and of course our heavy is Commemoration. Now I quickly want to address these last 2 guns and why I use them so much. I personally love shotguns in PvE right now, and the roll on mine is one of the best. Now there are a few other shotguns with destabilizing rounds that you could always use in replace of Nessa's if you wanted to. Commemoration is a craftable gun from the Deep Stone Crypt raid, and with the ability to double your mag size and get a steady damage boost, it's a no-brainer to use. Also, who likes taking 5 extra seconds to reload anyway? Moving on to our artifact mods, the only ones that will really matter here are the Void Orbs, Communal and Refreshing Pickups, Monochromatic, and Elemental Munitions. Feel free to pause the video and take a screenshot, or click on the dim link below. Alright, now let's break down this nutty build and see how it all works. Overall, we want to keep as much uptime on our melee as possible, so that we can get our super duper fast. So starting off, getting a melee kill will spawn an Orb of Power, grants us an overshield percentage per hit, recharges some grenade energy, and also gives us a huge bump in our super progress bar. So there is already a lot going on with that single powered melee to recharge abilities, but let's also take a look at the fragments and how they are pulling their weight in our build. Exchange and Provision kind of work hand in hand, both giving us respective melee and grenade energy back on kills and damage, which is nice because you can keep cycling those 2 abilities back and forth to have a pretty quick recharge rate. Reprisal kind of works in the same way as Syntheseps. When you are surrounded by enemies, any kill from any source will give you bonus super energy. Of course, you will be creating a ton of orbs with the build, so having the chance to get Devour and keep it up and running is nuts. Speaking of orbs, remember we create them on powered melee kills and after using your class ability, so picking them up will give us a couple of bonuses from our mods. Our double kinetic surges will give an extra boost to our Monte Carlo, and each orb picked up gives us energy for all our abilities across the board. Remember, we want to fill up our super bar as quickly as possible, so we have a few extra mods to pitch in and help. We are getting more super energy on melee kills, and more super energy from using our barricade near enemies. Also, similar to our fragments, when we are using our melee, grenade, and barricade, it will help recharge the other abilities faster. It's one giant cycle of ability usage that is filled up fast. Of course, we can't forget our aspects, and they definitely help us out here. Bastion gives us a Void Overshield when we use our barricade, which is great to have, and it will refill the shield while you stand behind it. Offensive Bulwark pairs with this because when we get a Void Overshield from any source, it will give us increased grenade recharge rate and extra melee damage. It also is what allows us to have 2 shield throws during our super. Now that's a ton of ability recharge and usage, but it doesn't stop there, because our exotics add some extra spice. Monte Carlo will give you melee energy on hits with a weapon, and there's a chance it can fully recharge your melee on a kill. Auto rifles received a small damage buff a few seasons ago, so it already slaps pretty hard. And you can stack the damage up to 5 times for even more hitting power. I found in my playtesting that I used Monte Carlo more often than our shotgun or machine gun, even though both of those are great to use, but getting that melee back means a faster super. For our exotic arms, the Doomfang Pauldron gives out a lot of buffs quite often. Most notably, getting a powered melee kill will give a big bump in your super progress bar. However, it also gives the same buff as surge mods do, up to ×4 for your void weapons, which is why we have 2 kinetic surges on our legs instead of void. Lastly, while in your super, shield throws do not drain your super, and it returns 10% energy back to you on kills. So while in your super, you could, and it is tricky, but you could have an unlimited super duration as long as you have enough enemies around you, because the passive drain is at a rate of 6%, and with the shield throw not draining energy on use at all. Of course, if you are using your light attack and heavy attack, which is block, it will drain faster. So just keep that in mind. One thing I found is that if you are running with teammates, be sure to tell them you need some baddies around you to hit mid-super, because I often found that I would pop super and then my random teammates would clear out the ads before me before I could, and then I just burn my super. Or just get good kid and be better than everyone else. So that's the build in a nutshell. Simply run around spamming the snot out of your melee and watch it instantly recharge your super over and over again. You will find yourself at the top of the leaderboards every time with the most orbs created and kills, as you can see here, well over 100 plus. Have fun clearing out every room and encounter you walk into, all the while dishing out massive damage to champions and bosses. Well, that'll do it for this video, Guardians. I hope you enjoyed it, and if there is ever any build you would like to see me create, just let me know down in the comments below. Until then, be sure to subscribe for free and follow along for more Destiny 2 content, and we will see you in the next one.